Hello everyone, my name is Enzo and today my presentation is Can Dogs Understand English? Why did I choose this topic? I chose this project because this topic has not really been extensively researched and most people do believe dogs understand what we say. The challenge is getting the right setup for the dog not to just come for other reasons. For example, I could not test this before feeding time because, food is their favorite thing. The impact on society would be if dogs understood our language, they would be much smarter than we otherwise thought. How would this be tested? A study has already been carried out in Hungary where dogs were put in an fMRI machine, which is to study brain function in this example, and then they were told different words in different tones. You can see the picture of the fMRI machine in the bottom right. So, the dogs are first told good words, such as good boy with the appropriate tone, then told neutral words, that's the only explanation they give, in a neutral tone. Then the tones were switched and the testers had good phrases in a neutral tone and neutral words in a happy tone. So what did they find? The study found dogs interpret language in the same parts of the brain as humans, the word recognition on the left side of the brain and the emotional tone thinking in the right side. As you can see in the illustration, on the left side we have the bland logical thinking, like solving problems. And on the right side we have emotional thinking, such as tone, as I said before. When the researchers said good words in a happy tone, the dog would take it as praise. And when they said good words in a neutral tone, the dog recognized the word, meaning the left side lit up, but they did not interpret it as praise, and the right side did not light up. What is my hypothesis? Well, I believe dogs cannot understand English. I think they only understand the tone of what we are saying. I think this is because dogs do not always follow what we say when we say it in a differing tone. Here I have a quote by Dr. Bristi Perry on babies learning language. There is no genetic code that leads a child to speak English, Spanish, or Japanese. Language is learned. We are born with the capacity to make 40 sounds, and our genetics allows our brain to make associations between sounds and objects, actions, or ideas. So what is my method? I will say come to the dog in an excited tone 10 times and see the dog's reaction. Then as my control, I will say the word read to the dog in the same excited tone, also 10 times, to see if the dog comes. Well, why did I choose this word? Well, it may sound kind of weird to you, but it had to be a word the dog would not know or hear often, and one that also didn't rhyme with anything else, didn't make me sound too stupid. If the dog comes when I say read in the same excited tone, it proves the dog did not understand the word. Instead, it listens for the tone. There will be no treats involved, so nothing can get in the way of what I'm saying. I'd also be in a different room than the dog when calling, so it wouldn't see me and purely come because I called. And I'd also make sure to say the dog's name before saying read or come, as to get its attention. There are 2 dogs, and if one came, the other might follow. I also spaced out the experiment across roughly 7 days as to not annoy the dog and make it never come again. Here are my results. I did come 10 times, and the dog came every single time she was called. Then I did read 10 times, and the dog came 50% of the time, which is 5 times. While it may seem like a good result, we have a problem. My hypothesis was that dogs could not understand English, but my study results are inconclusive because there was a 50% chance, random, that she would come during the control phase. Some possible reasons for this result could be, since there were 2 dogs present, I had to say her name and then the phrase. And it's possible that this dog, like some others, comes when she hears her name, not necessarily the specific word following. In the future, testing should be done with 1 dog only, meaning you may not need to say its name before 1 of the 2 phrases. So, we do not have a result from my experiment because the 50-50 ratio is purely chance. Therefore, we are unable to prove whether the dog understands tone or the word being spoken. Further research should go into this to see if it can be proved without my 50-50 rate.